G'day guys, Jake here. Today, continuing on with my Linux videos, I'm going to show you how to install Linux. Now we're going to use Ubuntu. So to do that, just type Ubuntu into Google, go to Ubuntu's website, and we're going to download the ISO like CD image. Now that gives you options for server or desktop. Since this is introduction, you'll probably want desktop. The server doesn't come with any graphical user interface. And I'm sure if you want to learn Linux, you're probably going to want a graphical user interface. Now there you can download the LTS version, which is the long-term support, or you can download the newest, and we're going to use the newest, which is 14.10 at the moment. It takes you to a part where you can contribute. Now I've contributed before, I'm not going to contribute again just for demonstrations. So I'm going to put them all to 0 and then download the ISO. Now, once you download the ISO, if you're going to install it on physical hardware, you'll need to burn it to a CD and then boot from the CD on whatever computer you've got. But what we're going to do is just install it on a virtual machine, which I've already got set up. So I'll just fire this up. As you see, I'm using VMware. Now, there's lots of other versions of Linux besides Ubuntu. You can pick whichever one you want. I'm just using Ubuntu for demonstrations because I like it, basically. So yeah, you pair on the machine, it'll come up like this, and then it'll pop up and say, do you want to try or do you want to install? Now, you don't have to install it. You can actually use what's called Linux Live and just try the version of Linux. So you can download multiple different versions, different distros as they're called, and try the different things. So as you see, try Ubuntu or install Ubuntu. We're going to install Ubuntu, and it'll give you the recommendations. Now, usually you'll want to download updates while installing, but we're not going to today because I'm just using this for demonstration. And erase the disk and install Ubuntu. If you're doing something else, do something else. If you're dual booting, you don't want to do that. But we do because we've just got a blank disk and we just want Ubuntu on this virtual machine. So we select erase disk and install Ubuntu and install now. If you're using a virtual machine, that's probably the best thing to do because it just takes care of it all for you. And then it'll ask you, where are you? You can select your country and it'll just pretty much pick a city around about there. This is for your time zone and stuff. I'm near Melbourne, so I'll select Melbourne. Hit next, and then this part's your keyboard. So if you've got a different keyboard than English US, click on it, type in, as you see, testing my keyboard. It's all working fine. Mine's English US. So just hit continue. And then you can put your name, or this is going to be your username, and then your computer's name. It'll give itself a name or whatever, or you can change it. And then create a password. And down the bottom, you'll see require my password to log in. This will give you the login screen with a password, or you can say login automatically. I'm just going to have it log in automatically. Make sure when you're picking a password though, you pick one that you will be able to remember. Now, as you see, it starts off copying files and you can expand that down and see what it's doing. But it just pretty much says copying files and then installing operating system. But we're going to speed this right up for you because it actually took about 15 minutes to install. So I've compressed that 15 minutes down to 16 seconds for your viewing pleasure. Now, at the end, you'll see you need to restart in order to use the new installation. So just select restart now, and then it'll go down and it'll shut down your new Linux computer, and then it'll reboot. And if all has gone well, you should have a newly installed fresh installation of Linux. Now, if you're doing this on a different distro, it may be slightly different. As we talked before in the other videos about the different distros and stuff. So they are different, but pretty much the logical thing is that they're all a similar experience to install. Similar to installing Windows, you just follow the prompts, follow your sense, and it'll all pretty much make sense. So it's taken a little bit of time to reboot here, but here we go. So now as you see, Ubuntu will load up, and that's it. Now you have Ubuntu on your system. As you can see, you've got your little Charms menu bar on the left, and I'll just show you about this computer to show you that it is actually Ubuntu, and it'll give you a quick little rundown of specs. So as you see, it says Ubuntu 14.10, tells you your processor and stuff. So anyway, that was how to install Linux. Don't forget, like and subscribe.